I'm definitely going to need this race to stay green for the rest of it for my car and for my strategy to work out. At this point, we have old tires babying it around. Hey Sadler, how you doing? I'm sorry that you've had such a bad run today and you're way back in the 40s! Greetings, I'm Smithers, driver of the number 10 Valvoline Dodge in my NR2003 career mode. On to race number 21 in my second season here on the Smithers channel for Everham Motorsports. Including today's race at Rockingham, there are 6 races until we cut the championship fight down to 12 drivers and have them battle it out for 10 weeks for the ultimate prize at the end of the 2008 season and have the title of a Cup champion as the Hoist the Sprint Cup trophy in Homestead Miami Speedway. As far as my season goes, we're doing great in our sophomore season together with our number 10 Valvoline team, and in the fight for the chase versus last season when we were on the outs looking into the top 12 in points. Jimmy Johnson has won the past 2 championships and is looking to make it 3 in a row with a streak of consistency throughout the whole season. The Lowe's number 48 COT Chevrolet was fast around Indy, making it difficult for drivers to get around and take the lead for themselves. Until the 48 was called down to make a pit stop, decided to slow down a little bit early and get on the brakes hard into turn 4, but Smithers right behind the 48, he had no chance to really slow down and ran right into the back of Johnson. Johnson's Lowe's 48 car backed it into the wall, and then their soon-to-be ex-teammate Casey Mears rear-ended Johnson, ending his own day and adding a little bit more damage to the 48 car. But this was a challenge that Johnson's team could handle because they got him back out and caught a huge break with another caution and a massive pileup in turn 4. They crossed the line in 5th place, holding off a ton of fast cars on a one-lap shootout. With 5 laps to go in the Brickyard 400, Jamie McMurray and the Irwin Tools 26 Ford Fusion sent it under the 8 of Mark Martin and the 70 of Johnny Sauter in turn 3, collecting Clint Boyer in the 07 for RCR and many others. But Clint Boyer sprung off the number 70 car like a frickin' catapult, flying just about as high as the catch fence and landing hard back on the racetrack. Luckily for Clint, he is okay, surprisingly after a wicked tumble. One driver who wasn't so fortunate and wasn't as lucky was out of the number 70 Chevy with Johnny Sauter. He landed right in the pathway of Juan Pablo Montoya and took another huge hit right in the driver's area at 170 miles an hour. Emergency crews got to Sauter, who needed a hand getting out of the car, and after getting looked over in medical, he was finally released from the doctor 3 days later. It was all about Ron Fellows, the Canadian-born racer for Junior Motorsports, scheduled only for Montreal this season. Unfortunately, black flags didn't play out in his favor for this 2008 nationwide race. And though the clouds threatened rain, no precipitation forced NASCAR into putting on rain tires for the first time in their history. And if rain was a setting in this game, you bet your ass I'd be doing a rain race at some point. Ron Fellows led 12 of the 15 laps, and as he was making a charge back to the front from a green flag pit stop, he collided with a lap car with less than 2 laps to go. This ended his chances at catching Smithers, who stayed out and caught the pace car just in time to save enough fuel and cross the line first on fumes. Had just enough to do a little bit of a burnout, but had to get pushed to victory lane. Well, I made it safely back to the States with some newly acquired hardware from Montreal with my victory that I lucked out on. That was a hell of a fun race, and we'll definitely have to go back there next season in the Nationwide Series, maybe for a cup race somewhere along the NR2003 seasons in the future. But we're back in Rockingham, North Carolina. Jeff Gordon is your pole winner today. I just missed out just a little bit by a tenth, half a tenth there. Tried to get all I could, but just didn't quite have enough. I had the pole there for a little bit, but on his second lap, he did better than me. Looking through the rest of your top 10 here, we got some drivers trying to make a little bit of a resurgence here at the end of the regular season. Carl Edwards, Harvick, Kurt Busch, Clint Boyer. These are some guys that have had some trouble throughout the regular season and trying to make some stuff up here in the last final few weeks to get themselves into the chase. Your point leader, Jimmy Johnson, is qualified right in 10th spot on the outside of row 5. No one has even come close to touching Johnson on his 3rd championship run here in the 2008 season. The number 11 FedEx Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing will be starting in 15th today, still driven by Jason Leffler, subbing in for Denny Hamlin, who's got a compound fracture in his back from the massive wreck that he had on the front straightaway of Chicagoland. Matt Kenseth starting in 16th was on a bit of a winning streak a couple of weeks ago, but with a couple of DNFs, he's still trying to rebound after that. Needs something good to happen to get the momentum turned back around. Looking through the rest of the grid here, qualified in 28th, Tony Raines driving the number 70 Haas Chevrolet for this week. Usually driven by Johnny Sauter, but after his insane wreck at the Brickyard 400, he is going to be sidelined for the rest of the season, and that 70 is going to be split between Tony Raines and that of Jeremy Mayfield. What an atrocious qualifying run for my teammate in the 19 car, Sadler. Holy shit, he's down in 42nd place. What the hell happened to him? Kane's up in 18th. I qualified in the top 10. I'm on the front row. Everham's wallet must be getting a little thin, and he's only got enough to put in for a couple of cars, and he's kind of giving up on Sadler. I don't know what's going on with that 19 team. That is way outside of their usual ball range. Time to strap up, get the helmet on, get these engines fired, and let's go racing at the Rock. As the pace cars lead in the field here on the Thunder Alley on the back straightaway. It's a sunny day here in Rockingham, North Carolina. A great Sunday for racing. 79 laps around this track. Gonna have at least one pit stop for fuel and tires. Definitely gonna need them tires because this place eats them rubbers up, baby. Looking forward to see what our race car can do here. Gotta let Gordon take the green flag. The outside's been pretty good on starts and restarts, at least from the truck series, from what I remember. Get up through the gears here, and we got a fresh track, so maybe not too good for me on the outside quite yet on the start of the cup race here. Edwards got by me. Gordon's clear. I'm still hanging on the quarter panel. Edwards on the outside. Getting a good run off of 2. Can we clear the 99 going into 3? We sure can, baby. Drop it down to the yellow line. Hold the wheel steady, and lap 1 complete here. Gordon's gonna lead at your pole sitter, but I am in 2nd place. I thought I was gonna lose my spot. Kind of took off from the pack here a little bit there. Edwards, there's already 4/10ths behind me just about. They're still battling for position back there. I'm trying to catch Gordon here. He's got a fast frickin' Chevrolet under his ass today. Somebody lit a fire under his booty cheeks, and these flames have come alive on this 24 wrap. He's been quiet all season long, and then all of a sudden he's been up front in the top 5 consistently. Battling for wins. Got a win at Chicagoland, lucked out of that somehow, and he's looking to try and become the top dog at Hendrick and maybe knock Johnson off if he can get up there. Might not do it until we reset points in the chase, because he is down on the bottom end of the top 12. I'm going down. I'm diving down on the inside of 24. I'm trying to delete this thing now. I want to lead Rockingham. Center in there a little deep, trying to wash Gordon up there. Oh, I wasn't clear yet. I gave him the quarter panel. Still side by side with 24. Can I clear him this time? Nope, I am loose out of the corner there on the inside. The air difference. My car is not liking it with a car on the outside of me exiting these corners. He is not letting me have this too easy. Nope, he is going to take the lead right back on the outside. Okay, gonna have to think of something else here. Try it again, recuperate. Got the 20 of Tony Stewart starting to look in now that me and Gordon were fighting for the lead. Gave the opportunity of 3rd place to come into the picture. Now Gordon's starting to leave me in the dust. Hell, I had that one opportunity, and he's like, nope, I am not going to give you another shot. And he is like kicked into it in different gear, and he's taken off from me. He's now half a second ahead. Stewart's now threatening to try and take my 2nd place away. I got to watch out for that 20 diving in on me on one of these corners. Still keeping pace though with these top 2 at least. My lap times haven't changed too much. We've fallen off a couple of tenths, but that's going to happen as tire wear goes. We're 9 laps into this race. Still being pretty smooth. Oh, Stewart's falling back now a little bit. I'm still hanging with this 24 car. I'm doing the best that I can. I believe we're the 2 fastest cars of the race right now, if not the whole damn weekend. Practice was pretty good. He was already showing threats of how fast his 24 car was in practice. He was the fastest car. I was up there for a little bit, but man, I couldn't beat Hendrick. 10 laps complete here at the Rock. Gordon is still your leader. I'm still in 2nd place, and Stewart is still in the picture to try and take 2nd and maybe for this lead. We're all three fighting. Currently, Newman is coming off a pit road right now. I don't know what happened to the 12 car, but now gonna be blocking the 24 Gordon for his race lead. I just slid up the track into the second lane, gave Tony the inside. Tire wear is starting to play a factor now. I can feel it. See if I can get back to the bottom line here. I can't even get down to the line. There we go. Burp the throttle. I got a better exit there off of 4. Can I get on the inside of Tony? Get my spot back, please. There we go. There we go. Coaster in the center. Perfect. Got my spot back. Me and Tony are sitting here swapping second place. Gordon is trying to hold off Newman. Newman's fighting hard to try and get his lap back. He's all over the back bumper of Gordon. And we got more lap cars coming up here soon. Robbie Gordon and JJ Ely are side by side. That's blocking up the 24 car. Stewart's on my inside again. I'm gonna have to give him the position. I don't want to be boxed in behind JJ Ely. If anything, I'll box Tony behind him. Look at that crossover move. Oh geez, we're going 3 wide, aren't we? That was tight. That was sketchy. Made it work though. Thank God JJ Ely just kind of rolled out and gave up in that corner. He knew he wasn't racing for anything. Here comes Tony. Here comes Tony. I didn't get a good exit out of 2. Fall right back in line again. I can dive down, get enough momentum off of 4, and I have position to get my spot back. Gordon is in a fucking hornet's nest of race cars right now. Can't wait till we're dealing with that. Hopefully I'm in front of this 20, or at least on the inside of him before we get there. Oh, he got around me on the outside. Dang it. I held him as long as I could. Oh, that was a bad corner. One Penske car is doing good today, the Blue Deuce. He's looking to try and get his first win in 2008. I really don't know what happened to Newman on why he was down pit road so early. Trying to get the lucky dog spot. As you see, he's fighting through this lap traffic as hard as we are. He does not want to be stuck a lap down, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to be either. It's gonna kill your race right here. Oh, can I get on the outside here and pass these guys? They're all stuck. Maybe try it in the next corner. See if I can get a good exit. Oh, now they've all sorted out now. Leaders are getting down to the inside, getting Kyle Petty knocked out of the way. Next will be Paul Menard. Oh, hang on to the wheel. I got Matt Kenseth. I see the Arby's car coming up behind me. There we go, smooth. Holy shit, Paul Menard just was about to bounce off the wall there. I don't know if I dodged a bullet right there. Stay in line, stay in line. Bottom feed like a fucking catfish. Didn't help. Stewart still got around me on the outside, even with the lap cars. I'm really trying to keep pace around this corner. Either corner, both of them. I'm trying to keep pace around the whole damn track. It's starting to get a little bit more difficult now that the tires are worn out. I gotta put a lot more wheel into the center of it and then not put any throttle into the center of the corner as well to allow my car to actually hook it around the bottom like it was when it was on fresh tires. Gordon has left the field. He has taken this race and ran with it. I don't even see him anymore up there. Oh! I pinched the 17 car a little bit. I thought he was going in lower. Falling now back into 5th place. We're 24 laps into this race. I mean, it ain't over yet. Though my car is handling completely like ass now. It won't turn. It is plowing. It gets tight. I have to really slow down to make the corner. I don't know what I could do differently about my setup to like maybe change that. Like I thought we had a pretty good setup going into the race today. I have lost so much time. My car is struggling. It was not this bad like 5 laps ago. I'm really having to baby it around the corner. Woo! That was a handful right there. I about fucking lost it. Really trying to pace myself around the corner here so I can keep it on the bottom. I am burning up my outsides. I can just feel it. I can just feel it. Let's take a look real quick. Everything's yellow except for that left rear. I'd love to try and catch up to this group of lap cars and get them behind me so I have a group between me and the next leader, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. I can't fucking turn. Edwards is hauling ass. He is catching me like no tomorrow. The crazy thing is too is like I ran enough laps to see what my car was gonna do on a long run, and I adjusted for it and thought that I fucking had something figured out, and now track conditions are completely different compared to how the other session was, and it's just not, my car's not acting the same. Get under wall trip if I can. Oh, now we're fighting for 6th here. Edwards is going to get by me. Unless I can use this lap traffic to my advantage and pinch him back behind. That right, damn it. If I could just keep the wheel straight, but my car wants to just whoop, go right around. I know we still got quite a few laps left on the fuel run too. Well, it ain't gonna matter. We're gonna have a pit stop here now, finally. Well, I can at least take a little bit of a break. We're gonna get some 4 fresh tires. I don't know, definitely gonna have to probably pit again in order to make it to the end of the race. Alright, coming down, we lost a little bit of time because of frickin' some pit road, like, I don't know what was going on, but we lost a little bit of time to the leaders. Here we go. I made a slight wedge adjustment to hopefully help with my car kicking out on a long run. I hope it helps. I really hope it does. We had a car that was up front trying to compete for the race win. Well, we came in behind Edwards, came out behind Edwards, so that's a good sign. Didn't really, I don't think, lost anything down the pits. These guys must have had an incident earlier in the race, or they've just been racing around each other hard the entire time, but Sam Hornish Jr. was tired of Juan Pablo Montoya and just gave him the bumper, kind of similar to what Rick Crawford did in the Truck Series, and just took out Montoya, also smacked the wall himself, and that's what brought out your caution. Here's our Mobile 1 onboard cam, looking off of Sam Hornish Jr., the 77 car that caused this incident, gets right into the right rear quarter panel of the 42 of Montoya. Took some damage himself pretty hard on the right side. Not sure if it was really worth it to take out Montoya, but... Well, how has this first caution set the tone for the rest of the race? Are we going to go back green to the end, or is this going to ensue a shit ton of more cautions and it's going to just domino effect into a bunch of wrecks? We'll see. We'll find out. Restart number 1. I'm on the outside of row 3 here in 6th place, behind Tony, getting around turns 1 and 2 here. Still side by side, got Johnson peeking in on me, but I got a good exit off of 2. Everyone's trying to file in down there to the bottom. That is the place to be. There we go. Found my spot. In fact, oh, I got into the back of the 99. I had quite the run on him, and I wasn't expecting it. Got ourselves back up into the top 5. Gordon's starting to check out again. Already got a gap on the 17 of Kenseth. Kurt Busch here in 3rd, Stewart 4th. I'm rounding out your top 5. Jeff Burton's back there in 6th. I gotta definitely do a little bit better with tire management, because that's what was my downfall there on the first run, is the second those outsides started going south is when my car started frickin' fishtailing all over the place in the corners on the exits. Charging in hard, see if I can get in on the 20. Perfect. Another spot gained. 40 laps down, or halfway through this race, 40 to go as we cross the line. Caution's back out again. We're gonna have another restart here as we go into the second half of the race. At least I'm gonna be a row up this time instead of 6th. I'll be in 4th, and that'll save tire wear for a few laps. Guess everyone's coming in to top off for the end of the race. I figured I might as well come down as well and get frickin' 2 tires. Kind of bamboozled me for a second. I was about to pause the game and go check the replay on why we're under caution, but... Alright, that was a bit of a quick decision to make. I centered down pit road. I saw everyone else that was leading this race and up front coming down, and I figured I'd come right with them. I don't know why I wouldn't. Might have lost a couple of spots with that. I see that I'm behind the 11 now, a Leffler, and might have to get real aggressive on the restarts here to gain back up where I was. Fell down to 9th. Let's go see what brought out the caution. Problems for the number 8 of Mark Martin for DEI. Blowing a motor down the front straightaway and getting shoved pretty much out of the way. Everyone's trying to look out for him. Frickin' racetrack slick full of fluid, and he's just trying to get off the racetrack, and gets rear-ended by his teammate, Paul Menard, causes a huge wreck towards the back end. Michael McDowell barrel rolls down the back straightaway and is doing like a frickin' Cinderella ballerina frickin' twirl. On board with the number 12 of Ryan Newman, who got stuck down a lap after coming down pit road early in the race. Gonna get a good view of the DEI cars get together, and look at that carnage as he just misses it. We've got the slow-mo cranked down on this one a little bit to see how many times the 00 barreled. You see the 15 and the 8 already in the outside wall. They come to a complete stop. Dario Franchitti in the 40 tried to get out of the way, but had nowhere to go. Same with the 00, and that just cleaned out the rest of these guys. 00 got T-boned by JJ Haley in the 96. That sends him spinning into the inside wall. Luckily lands back maybe on all fours. He's still going for a couple more tumbles. There we go, finally comes back to a rest. Luckily lands back, still keeps the car going. He is driving that thing away. I don't know how. I swear, if I see that 00 out there with no front end on it for the rest of the race, that'll cause problems for who might win this thing. This time we're going to be restarting on the inside. Going to be having 35 laps to go here at Rockingham. Kurt Busch is going to be taking the green flag this time. We all topped off on fuel. I took 2 right sides, even though I only ran like twice on those one set, but everyone else came down. I figured at least getting tires would be smart if we continued to stay green. Geez, my teammate Kane freaking had a hell of a restart there on the outside. I don't seem to get going too well if we're on the inside on a restart. It doesn't matter if we're in the trucks or in the cup car. I don't know what it is. Can't get going. I'm going now though. I gotta run. I'm going places with it. Watch out, Kane. Here comes the other teammate. Oh, watch out, watch out. It was coming in really hot and I got to the back bumper of the 11. I almost set him around. Almost set myself around too. Calm down for a second. Let's get back things together. We're trying to work ourselves back up to where we were. I'm sitting here in 10th place. We've been running in the top 5 all day. Also got Casey Mears up here. He is holding up these Joe Gibbs Toyotas. Can I get a... Oh, Kyle's had exactly the same idea I did. Going 3 wide. I had a run. Maybe. Oh, I wiggled. And I lost some momentum. We're still 3 wide though. I still had a nose in there. That was aggressive, but I made it work. 2 for 1 deal in turn 1. Go for another. Going past the 5 car. Damn, Johnson's up here again in the top 5. No one is going to be able to catch this man if he keeps consistently adding points to his freaking resume this year. I'd love to see someone up there and at least contend for it, but like, man, he has just literally owned this entire season. Gordon is gone. I see he got the lead back. He is cleared out. He's like a couple seconds ahead of the 2 car. I'm looking to get back into this top 5. Edwards is as well. We were both up here. Got 30 laps left around the rock. Johnson didn't get a good exit off of 4. It's making the 16 go high. I'm going to go on the inside and try and take advantage of that. Get myself back into the top 5. There we go. Opportunities, opportunities. Johnson, I know I've put in the back bumper to you a couple times. Let's try something different and make a clean pass on you. See, look at that. I'm not aggressive all the time. You just gotta let me know when you're going down pit road. I hope I'm not eating up my tires too much and got something saved at least for the end here. I realize that I'm kind of burning my shit up a little bit trying to get back up here towards the front, trying to reel in the 24 car Gordon. I thought that I might have something for him if, you know, I had the positioning, but I had to restart back in 10th and he was up here on the front row. Burton, nope, I ain't gonna let you get behind the 2 car, sorry. This is my 3rd spot now. My car's come back alive for the time being. Worked my way from 10th, looking on to 2nd place now. How about that? Here we go. Gotta run off of 4, get to the quarter panel. There we go, side by side, down the front straightaway. Back into 2nd place. Oh, we overdrove her just a little. Made it work, made it stick. Edwards is hunting back there too. He's trying to push the 31 past the 2. You guys duke it out for a little bit. I'm gonna try and get away from you and catch up to the 24 car Gordon. He is a whole straightaway. He just left into turn 1 there. I have got a lot to freaking catch up to. Hopefully lap traffic will slow him down just a little bit. Edwards has also made his way through those guys now. He's now in the 3rd place. He's another car that was quite fast. Coming down, 20 laps to go in the race, and I got the 99 breathing down my neck hard. Once again, dealing with the same thing I did on the first run a little bit. I'm trying to hit the same braking points and even backing up my corners just a little bit here to the frickin' 3rd cone, and it's not working. There we go. Got a bit of a run out of turn 4, gave the 99 a bumper. Oh, geez, he's checked up pretty damn hard. I knocked him way out of the way. I need to get by JJ Ailey, maybe. Can we do it here in turn 3? I'm going to be over aggressive and try to do it. Whatever it takes. Hanging on to 2nd place. Gordon's boxed in. We're catching back up to the 24. As I say that, I just gave the inside to the 20. Come on, baby, come on. Stay together. Stay together for us for just a few more laps. I mean, not a few more, a good chunk. Back around the outside. We're pulling on him. Where's this 40 car gonna go? He might be a good pick to get around this 20 car again. Or just fall in line and maybe just kind of follow suit through where Tony goes. or have him get checked up and I didn't know if he was gonna get by him or not. Come on, Alvin, get out of my way. What are you doing using the freaking groove of the leaders? Where's your spotter? What's he telling you? When was the last time you cleaned out your ear holes? I see Gordon up there. He's fighting with lap traffic, and there's quite a bit of it up there. Could give us an opportunity as long as my car stays together and I stay in front of Tony. I'm definitely going to need this race to stay green for the rest of it for my car and for my strategy to work out. At this point, we have old tires babying it around. Hey Sadler, how you doing? I'm sorry that you've had such a bad run today and you're way back in the 40s! Yellowed out. I can't believe that. I thought he was gonna move up into the second lane. I closed in way too fucking hard. Son of a bitch! 2007, this bitch at Chicagoland got my way and ruined a good run, and same thing here at Rockingham. Tried to dive down underneath him and really didn't see how fast I was closing up on the back bumper of the 19 car. Wrecked myself, took out 2 Everham cars. He was already dead last anyway today. The second I shifted my focus from where I was racing onto the 19 car, I fucking drove right into his ass. Why do I make the decisions that I make? Well, we'll see what we can do in 10 laps. I'm not too confident. We've got old tires and a damaged race car now, and my car was not doing fucking well at all once my tires got yellow, so we'll see what happens, I guess. So much for this being a good race.
Outside, still up there, clear. Inside. Clear.
There it goes again. Car won't fucking grip in the center of the corner and everyone's leaving me. I'll be lucky to hang on to this fucking 14th position. 5 laps left. I'm behind the 5. Well, it was behind the 5 car. White flag, final time around here. Been a quiet last little bit of run of the race. I'm just sitting here trying to keep my cool, because this just another race where I've had a car, top 5 fucking car, and I'd literally, if I wouldn't have run into the back of my own fucking teammate, I mean, I don't know where the hell we would have wound up as far as like my tire fall off goes, but shit, fucking 14th, this is the farthest we've been in the field all damn day. Like, we had a top 5 fucking car. Time and time again, I'm trying to gain points here before the end of the fucking regular season, and I'm just handing them up. Probably gonna lose another spot due to that, because everyone else I'm fighting in the chase finished in the fucking top 10. Jeff Gordon is coming off of turn 4 and his bright red and blue DuPont Chevrolet has dominated this Rockingham race from the pole, has had a couple of drivers threaten for his lead, but he has been able to hold off everyone here as he's taking the white flag. Half a lap to go as he's getting off of turn 2 onto the back straightaway, bringing that 24 through Thunder Alley. Around 3 and 4, he's got a huge lead on the 20 car of Stewart. And this 24 is going to come off of turn 4. Gordon is going to tie for the most wins with 3 apiece next to the 10 of Smithers and the 17 of Matt Kenseth. Well, I've had some time out of the car to cool down a little bit and to recoup and kind of go over what happened in the race. That was definitely a tough one. Old tires was a bitch. We were hanging on to second place though for a majority of that run and probably could have had a top 5. That was really the make or break of kind of our regular season of where we're at right now. And I just overdrove turn 3 a little bit, got into my teammate. The second I brought it up, I focused right onto his race car and I ran right into the back of it instead of focusing on my racing line and my marks, my apex going into turn 3. Another mistake, gave up another really good race that we would have had for our number 10 Dodge. Now we're sitting in 8th place in points. That 14th place position dropped us down 2 spots in the chase and we are now in 8th position, 77 out from the leader and only maybe 10 or 15 outside of the cutoff. I really got to get my shit together these last 5 races if I want to be a chase contender for my second season and keep my chase ticket consistency going. Going back to Portland, ever since that last victory, we have kind of gone downhill on a downslope. We finished 20th at Sonoma, DNF'd out of New Hampshire. Daytona's Daytona, I wound up with a 14th somehow. Chicagoland, once again, had a good car, wrecked out, and kind of screwed myself on that one, and the caution really did not play in my favor on that. Brickyard 400, another top 5 car that I ruined towards the end of the race and wound up with a top 10, or almost a top 10 and 11th place spot. That's been my best finish over the last 6 weeks. That is not championship contention performance right there. I almost want to pull out the Stewart card and be like, if we're not performing any better, we don't deserve a spot in the chase. Who knows, I might turn my season around at that point, but hell, right now we are dropping off a cliff. Johnson got his points lead snipped just a little bit by Stewart. He gained 10 points on Jimmy with leading a lap at Rockingham and finishing in 2nd place. Kerr Busch has broken into the top 5 in the Penske Blue Deuce. He's been real consistent and getting a lot of top 5 finishes and been really knocking on the door and getting that first win this season. And this team could be peaking at the right time. Carl Edwards brought his 99 Office Depot Ford Fusion into a 3rd place finish today, bringing back a top 5 after quite the summer slump for this Roush team. Jeff Gordon now getting his 3rd win on the season here at the Rock. He's still in 11th place, hasn't gained too many positions, but is now tied for the most wins with myself and Matt Kenseth with 3 across the season. Crazy, the 3 guys with the most wins have been so inconsistent that they're not even in the fight for the championship right now. Page number 2 really shows you the picture on the point gap difference between like 13th and the top 12 guys. Hamlin has only lost 1 spot compared to last week when he missed the Brickyard 400. He lost like 7 or 8 positions, but as he misses more races, he's going to drop significantly outside the top 20. Brian Vickers in the 83 for Red Bull Racing was able to muster up a 5th place finish surprisingly at the Rock. Came out of nowhere. Ryan Newman had troubles early on and had to come down pit road during green flag. Was able to at least get one of his laps back and finished in 19th. Tough break for Mark Martin with DEI. That engine didn't last. I mean, who knows what could have happened to the engine on why it blew up down the front straightaway. I sure don't know. Oh, these hose cutters in my hand? Oh. Motorhome broke down when we got to the track. I had to fix a heater hose. Elliott Sadler somehow hanging on to 23rd place in points with what a joke of a performance, I swear. 42nd qualifying. Everham's really given up on this 19 car, and then he's just getting in my way. He has at least done this 1 race out of each season I've ran so far. Last year it was at Chicagoland, and then he gets his ass right into my way again at the Rock when I'm doing well. And the sad thing is I might be teammates with this guy for a while, but he is literally the worst. At this point, I'd pick Danica Patrick over Elliott Sadler. At least she just wrecks herself and kind of keeps teammates out of it. Page 3, there's not really too much to talk about here. 33rd in points, Johnny Sauter won't be making another Cup Series start, at least for the foreseeable future. Obviously wish him the best, but he took quite the freaking impact to the noggin there at the Brickyard in turn 4. Here's the 4th and final page. Some of these guys have had some surprising performances that have kind of spiked up here and there throughout the season. I can name a couple. Tara Cook, Ruderman had a good couple of runs, and there's still a couple of plate tracks for these to upset and get an underdog victory or something. Well, we've been on a bad stretch of races here through the summer months and heading into the championship. I mean, we're hanging on to 8th place right now, but 5 races left to go and a bunch of different types of tracks that we've got to get through. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's race. It was going well until it wasn't. Next week we're going to be making some left and right turns again. Going to be doing Nationwide and Cup at Watkins Glen, just 2 races. We'll be leading off with that. Hope you guys have a good week. Peace out.